Hello, dear fourth graders. Welcome to science lesson. I hope you are healthy and safe. How are you? And last lesson we started to the topic sound. Firstly, we will repeat and we will continue to the new parts. Okay. Yes, what is the sound? There are lots of sound around us. We can make sounds or we can hear many different type of sounds like cars, radios, TV sounds or many different things. And these sounds volumes also different. The volume of a sound can be loud or can be quiet. And sound, a kind of energy, how we can hear with the help of vibration, and sound can be loud or quiet. Okay, how we hear the sound? Let's mention about it. Sound can only happen if something vibrates. It means sound will come to our ear by vibration. The vibration, firstly something vibrates and it carried to the ear by air. And the vibration moves across the air and it reaches to the ear. Okay, but we cannot see directly the air vibration, as you know. Okay. Now let's mention about the sound vibrations. How we can investigate the vibration. We cannot see directly the air vibration, but we can investigate, we can observe it. How? We can use a drum, and if we put rice onto the drum and hit it, what will happen? By the vibration, these rice pieces will move. It shows us the vibration. And the dolphins have a wonderful communication style. They are using vibrations, and also scientists used this system and make radar system for planes. They have very teeny ears, but they can use their jaws to hear. They communicate with vibration. Okay, look here. Let's mention about the loud or quiet sounds. An airplane, when taking off, what will happen will be a loud sound. But when the leaves fall down from a tree, maybe you cannot hear because it is quiet. How we will measure the sound? We measure the volume of sound in decibel, and it is small d and big B. This is the unit. Okay. As you know, scientists measure sound with sound level meter. And this sound level meter measures accurately the vibration in the ear. As you see, this is this equipment. What's it? This is a sound level meter. What will it do? It will measure the sound and show us as decibel. And what is decibel? Decibel is the unit of sound. Okay, human ear cannot hear all the voices, all the sounds. Human ear only as you see, human cannot hear sounds below 0 decibel and above 160 decibel, because under 0 decibel will be too quiet to hear for human ear, and above 160 decibel will be too loud and can damage our ears. Between 0 and 160 we can hear. And scientists have to make a list of different sound levels. This list helps us keep our hearing safe, because if the sound's too loud, can damage our eardrum and it can be very painful. Okay, let's continue. Look here, there are some examples and sounds and sound levels as decibel. Look here, rustling leaves 10 decibel, whisper 20 decibel, conversation 60 decibel, busy traffic 70 decibel, vacuum cleaner 80, and many different examples. And their sound levels change, some of them quiet and some of them too loud. And we must never listen to very loud sounds, because they can hurt our ears, especially if it is higher than 160 decibel. It can damage the eardrum in your ear and it can be painful and dangerous. Yes, let's answer these examples, these questions on the page 117. The first question. Sound is made when something vibrates. It's meant by vibration. Is it true or false? Of course it is true. Okay. Now what about the question 2? Tuning forks measure the sound. Is it true? Of course it is false, because to measure the sound we don't use tuning forks. What we are using, I explained during the explanation. Let's find it as homework. Okay, now question 3. We measure sound in a unit called meters. It is also false, because meters is the unit to measure the height. As you know, it's not true. How we will measure? It is the question. Let's find. Okay, and question 4. Very loud noises can damage our ears. If it is especially over 160 decibel, of course it can damage our eardrum, and it will be true. Okay, as homework you will find what is the measurement of sound and what is the unit of sound. Okay, in the next lesson you will answer. Okay, let's continue. How does sound travel to our ears? You know, sound needs something to travel through for us to hear them. It's me. If sound vibration carried by air to your ear, you can hear the sound. It's mean air carry this sound vibration. Or we can say sounds travel through air. Okay. Sound can travel through lots of different materials. Look at this picture carefully, please. Can sound travel through a wall? If you try to hear the other side of the wall, can we hear sounds? Yes, this is the answer. Can sound travel through a wall? If you stand with your ear against the wall, if you listen carefully, you can hear sounds. This means Vibrations are traveling through the wall and vibrating into your ear. It means you can hear. The wall is probably made up of brick or stone. This means sound can travel through the brick and stone. It means sound travel through a wall. Yes, it can, as you see. Okay, another example. This is in your book on the page 119. As you see, there is an experiment here. There is a vacuum pump. This vacuum pump absorbed air from this bell jar, and then, as you see, after vacuum, no air in it. In a vacuum, there is no material, no air, and if the phone is ringing in it, we cannot hear. Why? This sound vibration cannot transfer into our ear. We need a material to transfer. Air is the material here to transfer the sound to our ears. But if there is no air, we cannot hear any sound. Yes, this is the experiment that sound need something to travel through for us to hear them. Okay, and you know that sounds change when they travel through different materials. Let's think about when you swim underwater. What happens to sounds underwater? Did you notice? You know that in water sounds different because sound travels up to 5 times faster underwater than in air. And we hear the sounds differently because the sound moves differently in water than in air. And also, when we swim, what will happen? Our ears become filled with water, so the vibrations in our ear are different. Because of them, we hear the sounds differently. Okay, let's do another experiment with you. Look into this picture carefully. This is picture from your book. How can you make your voice louder? Here, what did this man do? Here, as you see, take a paper, turns it, and use it like a tube. And what will happen? As you see, some materials help us to transmit sounds and our sounds can go louder. This is also a method to make the sound louder. What's happening here? Let's explain. What's happening here? In this picture, the tube stops the vibrations escaping because look into this picture. It is turning and sound waves cannot escape. Sound waves collected in it. And what will happen? Vibrations cannot escape. Vibrations collected keeps in this tube. And they transmits, you know, carry. They carry them straight into the ear. It can be your ear or your friend's ear. If you use it, what will happen? This makes the sound louder. The vibrations travel in just one direction through this tube, and this makes the sound travel further and louder. What's happening? Sound vibration cannot escape and it will go to only one direction, and this makes the sound louder. Okay, yes guys, what did we learn today? We learned that sounds different in different things, in different places. For example, underwater, different. And we mentioned about if there is no air, we cannot hear the sound, especially by vacuum. If they take the air, air will transfer, will carry the vibration. If there is no air, vibration cannot reach to our ears and we cannot hear when in this experiment as you see, the phone is ringing, but here no air and we cannot hear. Yes, and we said that sound can travel through lots of different materials. For example, you can hear by glass, you can hear by the wall. It can travel through a wall too. Okay, and we said that sound units decibel, and we learned that human ear can hear between 0 and 160 decibel. If it is under 0, we cannot hear. If it is over 160 decibel, also we cannot hear. And how we will measure the sound? We will measure the sound with a sound level meter, as you see in this picture. And sound level meter show the sound as decibel. Decibel is the unit of sound. Okay, I hope you understood. If you don't understand something, please ask me from chat. See you next lesson. Stay healthy and safe. Goodbye.